Ladies and gentlemen, this is our featured contest this week on NWA Anarchy. On one side, we have the world's television champion, representing the Devil's Reject, Shaun Tempers. His partner is the national heavyweight champion, the Universal Soldier, Phil Shatter, with Jeff G. Bailey at ringside of the NWA Elite. The opposition comes in the form of the former world's television champion, Truitt Fields, and a man who is substituting for Caprice Ice Coleman at the behest of Anarchy owner Jerry Palmer, not Iceberg, but the no-pain train, Edward Chastain, one more time in the NWA arena.
Okay, you know what? First of all, the wool is not over my eyes. The man lost a retirement match. I don't care if you call him Iceberg. I don't care if you call him Edward Chastain. I don't care if you call him Chip Douglas. I don't care if you call him Darren Stevens. You can call him whatever you want to. You call him Maxwell Smart if you want to. But that man right there is Iceberg.
Now, that man right there is the being of inconceivable horror.
Yes.
Wrestling soul serial killer.
Yes.
The altar of human mutilation.
Yes.
The no-pain train.
Yes.
Edward Chastain.
No!
And right now, he stands on the apron and watches on as his partner, Truitt Fields, fights against the man who, quite frankly, stole from him the world's television title some time ago, that being the sleeper cell, Shaun Tempers, who has, quite frankly, made a habit out of escaping with that world's TV title by the skin of his teeth. We saw that occur at Fright Night in the last man standing match just a couple of weeks ago against Ace Rockwell, where it took the aid of Azrael literally pulling Ace Rockwell back to the ground. A very unique situation, a last man standing match in which both men were down at the count of 10. Referee Ken Wallace said that the first man to their feet would be declared the winner. Well, Ace Rockwell was the first man to his feet, but the world's TV champ, thanks to some shenanigans, is still Shaun Tempers.
Greg Hunter, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
When did you become an NWA referee?
I'm not an NWA referee.
So the NWA referee did not see that Ace Rockwell was the first one to his feet, did they?
No.
There you go. The NWA referee's word is final. That will be all, sir.
Well, tag, and in comes Edward Chastain, the former NWA Anarchy and Wildside heavyweight champion.
No. Edward Chastain never held those championships.
He certainly did.
Iceberg held those championships.
Who do you see in the ring?
Iceberg.
That's Edward Chastain. I rest my case, sir. And right now, the crowd cheering for the Iceberg, Edward Chastain. And the crowd here cheering on as the national heavyweight champion tries to dictate the pace. Familiar foes here. Iceberg and Shatter had wars time and time again here in NWA Anarchy over the Anarchy heavyweight title. They've competed over the national heavyweight title. And right now, it is the national heavyweight champion with a side headlock on Chastain. Send off for the ride, big right hand, and down goes the national heavyweight champion.
You know, Greg Hunter, I've known Edward, what am I saying? I've known Iceberg for a number of years. I've known him since his career started in professional wrestling. And I always knew that this man was a snake in the grass, that he would always try to weasel his way out of things. He's trying to weasel his way out of retirement by having one more match, thanks to Jerry Palmer, who over the last couple of weeks we've seen him abuse his power as well.
Well, right now, the national heavyweight champion taking the fight to Edward Chastain, and this is, for the record, folks, the last match of the No Pain Train. It's filling in for one night only. Oh, the national champion charges in, and Chastain has none of it. Sets him up for the ride. Reversal of the Irish whip. Off the ropes. Shoulder tackle. And down goes the national champ. In comes Tempers. And down goes the television champion. Tag. And in comes Truitt Fields. Fields sets up. Comes off. Big shoulder tackle. And a pair of champions gets sent to the silk.
Well, Greg Hunter, you know, and now we've got Truitt Fields on Phil Shatter. We know the history between these two men. Former partners. These guys have had brutal boot camp matches. I mean, these two have just been beating the snot out of each other since Truitt Fields accused Shatter of costing him that World Television title.
There's no accusation involved. It was a gentleman's agreement violated by the National Heavyweight Champion. Right now, the National Heavyweight Champion could make an argument that, well, he's being violated in the corner, at least he was. Right hands one after another, back and forth like a ping pong ball. And he gets to the neutral corner but finds no relief as Truitt Fields is continuing to level right hands. And Truitt Fields gets the referee out of the way. Referee Brent Wiley showing some latitude there.
Yeah, he should have disqualified him.
No, he very easily could have. And that has cost Truitt Fields now as he finds himself rammed shoulder first into the hard steel ring post. And right now, the national champion and the world's television champion go into town on Truitt Fields. What we are seeing here is the results of an unholy alliance that was formed quite some time ago between the Devil's Rejects and the NWA Elite, something of a working agreement, as it were, cover and only a 2 count. As right now, the world's television champion is taking the fight to the man who holds the longest world's television title reign on record at 18 months, Truitt Fields.
You know, in 18 months, to put that in perspective, that is a year and a half. I mean, you think about all the television tapings. You think about all the big events here in the NWA arena. He nearly lapped himself going through those.
Truitt Fields, in here, cover 2, and only a 2 count. The World Television Champion routinely has the toughest defense schedule of any champion in the National Wrestling Alliance. And despite that schedule, he managed to hold that title for 18 months. Right now, he is in trouble at the hands of the National Heavyweight Champion, the Universal Soldier Shatter, a man that travels the country and indeed the globe in defense of the National Heavyweight Championship. And right now, mocking the crowd, saying, come on, Truitt.
I'm sorry to do that to you, but you're talking about, Shatter being the national champion. You talk about 18 months being impressive with Truitt Fields. Shatter is entering the 11th month as the national heavyweight champion. And you talk about a brutal schedule. You talked about him going over to Bolivia to defend that national title. You talk about all throughout these United States, on top of the battles that he's had here in the NWA arena as the national champion.
Right now, the Universal Soldier choking away at Truitt Fields as the world's television champion goes Edward Chastain into the ring. And now lateral press, and just barely a 2 count, says referee Brent Wiley.
And right now, Shaun Tempers, I gotta disagree with this. You cannot be distracted by an idiot like Brent Wiley. You gotta stay on a man like Truitt Fields. You gotta stay on him and take this one, take it and get the pinfall.
Well, Shaun Tempers has thus far done a very good job of distracting referee Brent Wiley from a number of infractions. Cover 2, and again a 2 count, says referee Brent Wiley. And right now, has the arm key locked, does Shaun Tempers. Overhand wrist lock applied by the world's television champion. And right now, if he's going to try to overpower Truitt Fields, this is not the strategy that I think is wise. Truitt Fields getting back up to a vertical base, firing in right hand, backs him up, sends him to the far side, and down goes the world television champion. Elbow, not smart, hurt the bad arm.
And right now, the thing is, the team of Shaun Tempers and Shatter have been able to keep Truitt Fields on their side of the ring for the most part of this match. Since they've injured that arm, they've been able to break this ring down, cut it in half, and keep him over there. It is no secret, even though Shaun Tempers is the world television champion, he has had a history of being a tag team wrestler, a former Anarchy tag team champion.
On 4 separate occasions, more than any man in Anarchy history, Shaun Tempers has been a tag team champion. Shaun's partner here, the National Heavyweight Champion Shatter, has also been an Anarchy tag team champion. Truitt Fields has not been a dedicated tag team wrestler in a very long time. And right now, that is showing as we are seeing a level of tag team continuity out of Tempers and Shatter, as right now, with the arm trap, torquing on the head and neck, the National Heavyweight Champion in control.
And Greg Hunter, you see him trying to get the crowd here behind him, expending a lot of energy, but right now moving that arm around, trying to get some feeling into it, and has the National Champion rolling.
Arm breaker out of the National Heavyweight Champion. And Truitt Fields is in trouble. Up and down, big stomp. Tag into the World's Television Champion. Shaun Tempers now. Measures him and delivers that kick. The World's Television Champion, very familiar with Truitt Fields and trying to keep the man from Atlanta, Georgia, down and on their side of the ring. Edward Chastain, the No Pain Train, Iceberg, whatever moniker you wish to use, he's on the apron, and he is a very fresh monster that you know neither the World's TV champ nor the national champ wants to see get attacked.
Well, you know, and there's no taking away from Iceberg what he's done in his career. There's no taking away from that. This man has had a very brutal career. Over in Japan, he defeated Mr. Pogo. Down in Puerto Rico, he pinned Abdullah the Butcher. This man has had a storied career, but just like all those other old-timers, he just can't let it go. His career came to an end. He needs to let it go, leave it behind. He is the Brett Favre of NWA Anarchy.
Old-timer? The man's been gone a month, and you're calling him old-time. I'm going to see to it that he gets a tape of this right now.
But wait a minute now.
In the corner, the National Heavyweight Champion has Truitt Fields trapped, continuing to work over the arm of the former World's Television Champion and his former partner. Tag in to Shaun Tempers, clubbing forearm right across the back.
And right now, you've got to know how much does Truitt, or you got to ask yourself, how much does Truitt Fields have left? I mean, he has taken a brutal beating here. And the thing is, Shatter and Tempers have kept themselves fresh, constantly tagging in and out in this matchup.
Well, you can hear the crowd here at the NWA Arena, the Church of Southern Wrestling, rallying behind Truitt Fields, and he is trying to fight back. Elbows one after another, but a handful of hair takes down Truitt Fields, the former U.S. Marine, as the National Heavyweight Champion goes back to work on a man that was once his partner and best friend.
And Greg Hunter, look at this unorthodox arm bar. Has the arm wrapped around the elbow, but putting the other arm, putting all the pressure down on the shoulder. Not quite your traditional arm bar, now hooking in the fingers, trying to hyperextend that shoulder out of place.
Right now, he's got the fingers locked, version of a wrist lock. There's a big right, make it two, pair of elbows. There's the hat trick to the skull of the national champion. Reversal of the Irish whip, Fields off the rope, big knee lift, and down goes Fields, cover two. And only a 2 count. What a brutal knee lift out of the national champion.
So brutal, it threw Shatter off balance himself, just threw it in there and thrust it down, but had the wherewithal to go over and make the quick cover.
And back to the arm is the national heavyweight champion.
When you got the man of Shatter's size coming at you with that kind of velocity, I mean, that can do some internal damage as well.
It certainly can. The crowd periodically calling the names of Iceberg, Ed Chastain on the apron. His last match, and he's looking for a tag to Truitt Fields.
Truitt Fields, who moved out of the way of that elbow, but just did not have enough energy to make it over to the corner. I mean, he was a long way away from his partner.
And moment by moment, he's getting further and further away. He is at the mercy of the national champion, and now just mocking the No Pain Train. And wait a minute. Truitt Fields powered himself back. Big clothesline. And did you see the sweat fly?
I saw the sweat fly, but one of the things I'm also seeing right now, both men landing far away from the corner, but if Truitt Fields is going to make a tag, he's going to have to go through Shatter.
Well, right now, That's exactly what he's looking to do. He's up on his feet, looking for the tag, and there it is. Chastain in, the TV champion right now. Everybody goes down at the hands of the no-pay train. If it's the TV champ, the national champ, or an agent attorney, it doesn't matter. He's hit them all. Belly-to-belly suplex out of Edward Chastain. Hook of the leg, and there's the save by the national champion.
The national champion right there just was able to get, but he gets caught by Truitt. Both men outside the ring.
Oh, a handful of face by Shaun Tempers. He's looking for a hangman's neck breaker. Chastain with the counter. Chastain, ground, 0, splash, 1, 2. That will do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of this contest, Truitt Fields and Edward Chastain.
What in the world? That's Tank! That's Tank! Oh, wait just a second here. These two have fought since the Strong Style Psychos return to NWA Anarchy. Chastain's loosening up the tie, and he says, come on. And now, these two men trading leather. Tank and Chastain. Tank, right hand, they're trading back and forth. And now, the national champion to his feet, and he clobbers the no-pay train. Good grief.
And now we got a 2-on-1 situation here. What a send-off for Edward Chastain.
Oh, good grief. The man has retired. This was his last match. What in the world do you have to prove? What are you trying to do?
He should have stayed away. He should have just stayed away.
Big headbutt. Chastain staggers. Right hand, first from Tank, then the national champ. This is a legalized mugging. That's all. Oh, wait a minute. There's Jerry Palmer, and there is the butcher of Pyongyang. Kimo hits the ring, and he's going right after Shatter. What? He went right after the national champion. Wait, these men were friends and partners not 2 weeks ago.
I guess whoever has the mask does have the power.
And the national champion is livid. Bailey is in disbelief.
Bailey knows what's going on. He knows that this isn't Kimo. This is Kimo under the control of Jerry Palmer.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the winners of this contest, the team of Truitt Fields and Edward Chastain.